So in terms of the prep so far, I'm already
I tell him I drop on my planet, say chop like my pistol fused with lead.
What's up guys, and welcome to the first episode of Prep Life. This is going to be the series where I'm just sort of documenting my weekly progress towards a men's physique competition that is not yet booked, which will probably be in about 10 to 12 weeks time, depending on how quickly my diet. What this series is going to consist of is basically sort of a weekly physique update, which I'll do at the gym because I've got a nice little posing room. My current weight loss, my calories, like everything that I'm eating, how my training's going. Most episodes will include sort of some kind of training footage from the gym, whether it be a full workout or just one or two exercises and some PRs or whatever, that kind of thing. As well as this video series just being more sort of a log for me to look back at and sort of look at my progress throughout the series. It's also, every video is going to have a sort of a main topic where I'll discuss one, either, you know, helpful kind of tip stuff towards prep, or, you know, just some kind of general fitness. So the main topic of today's video is going to be where I am so far in my prep, how long have I been dieting for already, what's my training split, what are my current calories, what are my macros, and how much volume am I signing per muscle group per week, and just a general sort of overview of where I'm at already. So in terms of where I'm at already, I'm roughly 7.5 weeks into the prep. I started on January the 1st, a nice traditional time to start the prep. For me, it was just sort of, I was going to do a sort of mini cut pullback and then bulk for a bit longer, but the way the situations turned out, the weight came off nice and easily, kept the volume high. So I thought the added benefit I'm going to get from going and bulking for, you know, another 12-week period and then cutting back, it's not going to be really worth it. So I may just carry on while the momentum's going so well, I'm on high calories and the weight's just coming off. So I may as well just sort of push through and do it, and then just after this prep then can go into a serious long-term bulk rather than just sort of bouncing back and forwards and not really making much progress in the direction I want to go. But yeah, I'll do a quick minor physique update here and then just go on later. Okay, so I'll switch over to the phone because this sort of perspective is a little bit off on the other camera, just makes you look a bit skinnier, which, you know, excuses, whatever. But yeah, I just want to give a realistic update of the condition I'm in now. Roughly 11 weeks out, because although at the start of the video I said that I hadn't really thought about a show, the idea of competing at the Body Power, which is a big event in Birmingham, it's like an NEC, you know, one of those big conventions. So basically PCA, like Physical Culture Association, do a lot of different shows. I've watched them in the past there. Really, you know, entertaining, good way to break in. I think pressure's reduced because it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people there, but also there's hundreds of competitors, and it's just, you know, it's literally just a chance to get on stage. Like I'm not coming in to win. Like obviously I'm going to give it 110%, but I just want to kind of get into the process of it, basically. Just try and get a little bit of back in there. So in terms of the volume that I'm assigning to each body part, I'm keeping it relatively simple. I'm going off guidelines of a lot of different sources I've seen that say max recoverable volume tends to sit around about 20 sets. So chest 20, shoulders 20, triceps and biceps both 16 each because they're slightly smaller muscles, definitely in my case. So then, you know, they can recover from a little bit less, but obviously that actually feels like quite a lot. I think training before I've probably been around the sort of 10 to 14 kind of sets, but 16 really feels like I'm training them a lot more consistency. And then with quads and hams, 15 and 12 respectively. Now that might seem a little bit low seeing as they are big muscles, but you've got to bear in mind that there's big load bearing exercises, like you're using a lot of weight, so it takes away from your recovery. And obviously being men's physique, I'm going to be in some board shorts, so no one's going to be able to see my tiny little wheels. So not too bothered. I'm still pushing, hard and trying to keep the volume up, trying to progress on these exercises, just mainly focusing on taking away so my recovery in the top half of my body's a little bit better. And with abs, it's actually the first time I've ever trained them in my life consistently, and I'm just getting in 12 sets just because, it's a new stimulus, it's new volume, don't need to give them crazy amounts. So yeah, that's how I'm splitting my volume up. In terms of how I'm splitting those sets up into sessions, I've got 4 different sessions. It's split in a sort of push with biceps and then back and legs, just because I'm not really doing that many sets of legs, so I can kind of just throw them in with back and then give chest or shoulders and back their own sort of days. This training block repeats itself every 6 days, so I do 2 days on, 1 day off for recovery, and every 2 weeks I will, instead of taking a rest day in the middle, I'll put all 4 sessions together and then take a double rest day afterwards, because I really am a big fan of double rest days. I feel like it gives your body a full chance to recover as long as you've assimilated enough volume beforehand from your 4 days, so you're not just decreasing your volume and taking extra rest day. Same volume, just a longer time to recover. So in this next section of the video, I'm going to do a voiceover of the workout that I just described to you, that was primarily chest and shoulders with quite a bit of arms thrown in there as well. So guys, before I jump into the training footage with the voiceover, I did just look back at the footage that I filmed, and the lighting in the gym is disgusting. So some of the exercises you can barely see what I'm doing, but I'll still put a little, annotation of the exercise over and how many sets and whatever, and try my best to make up for it. In the next episode, I'm just going to film it with my phone, because the lighting does come out a lot better. When I filmed it with this camera that I'm using now, I don't think it responds very well to that low light situation, so the next session that I film will be a lot better quality, but for now just try and take away from it the information that I'm giving rather than the aesthetic shots of my tiny arms. So into the training footage. What's up guys, and welcome to the workout portion of the vlog. First exercise is the incline bench press on the Smith machine. The Smith machine I feel just allows me to push a little bit more weight, get a little bit more load in, and flaring the elbows a little bit, as you can see, just to get a real good stretch across the top of the chest. Aiming anywhere from about 5 to 20 reps depending on the weight. Next up, we've got the chest press machine. As you can see by my hand positioning, I'm just sort of playing around, just trying to get the best contraction and the best stretch. A little bit higher rep ranges here, anywhere from sort of 10 to 20 reps, really focusing on pushing through slowly and getting that good squeeze, as you can see there. Really going to absolute failure on all of these as well, really trying to sort of dig deep and get in that zone and just sort of push through. You can see my legs shaking on the last few reps there. But yeah, not too bad. On to biceps now, and we've got the neutral grip hammer curl. I feel like this is a great exercise, along with the cable curl, which is coming up next. In my training blocks, when training biceps, I like to have one neutral grip and one supinated grip exercise, which sort of allows me to target all of the heads of the bicep and not leave anything out. So yeah, aiming for roughly, I think 10 to 15 reps around the sort of 12 to 16, 12 to 18 kilo range. Just keeping it nice and controlled, elbows tucked in. Apologies for the bad filming on this one. This is the straight bar cable curl, and as you can see, my elbows are coming forward a bit. I use this as I feel it gives me a better contraction, to be honest. Keeping my elbows locked on my side, I feel like it limits my range of motion and doesn't allow me to really squeeze the peaks of my biceps at the top. Same weight on each set of these, aiming for roughly 10 to 20 reps. Sort of a high volume exercise, focusing on good form, contraction. So onto the shoulder part of the workout, we've got the reverse shoulder press. Basically, you're supposed to sit the other way around on the machine, but I find this way gives a lot better contraction, helping to include the lateral head a bit more, sort of a full shoulder press. My chest isn't actually against the rest, I'm sort of just balancing in the air, and yeah, aiming for 10 to 15 reps roughly.
And once I've done 2 sets of those, I'll turn it around and I'll do a single arm press on this side, keeping my elbow nice and tucked in. I feel like this targets the anterior delt a lot more, and doing a single arm press opposed to doing both arms at the same time allows me to ensure that both my anterior delt and my tricep are getting equal volume, whereas if I was to do them both with the same in the same motion, then one arm, probably the right arm in my case, would be doing more of the work. So yeah, really pushing through hard on these, going nice and deep to failure, really get everything out of each rep. Onto the lateral raises, doing them with around 8 to 10 kilos. As you can see, I'm doing them with 2 arms, but since I've filmed this clip, I've reverted back to doing it with just the single arms, because I feel I can get a much better mind-muscle connection and exactly the same amount of reps. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's I find I get more bang for my buck doing it with just the one arm. So that's everything for shoulders. This was quite a high shoulder volume day. So here we are with the tricep extensions. That first rep looked like a lat pullover, but that's literally just to get me in this position where I'm nice and fully extended and I can really lock out the arm. Yeah, so these are really good for the outer head of the tricep. You can really feel the burn. The more sets you do, it sort of exponentially gets more painful. So I've kept it to 3 sets, and yeah, it's a really good exercise to include. I prefer the bar over the rope just because it allows me to keep everything stable and make sure that I'm actually doing the same amount with both arms. So this isn't actually a set of the overhead press, I just forgot to record it, so I just threw in a couple of reps just to show it off, keeping the elbows nice and tucked in and extending over the head. It's really good for the long head of the tricep, and yeah, it's good to include a variation of exercises.
Yeah, I tell him I drop on my planet, say chop like my pistol fused with lead.